Hey, good morning, traders. Quick rundown of the charts today. We're going to start and just fly through this real quick. And I'm going to, in the end, give you the overall sentiment of our low cap alts, our mid cap alts, and of course, our leaders, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's start with Jasmy, low cap alt, obscure, risky, etc., etc. So we're in neutral territory on this one. I would call this neutral territory. We had some bullish movement a couple days ago where we popped through this upper line of resistance. Now we're ending back in this neutral territory, and I would say this is our baseline. Set your stops below that. Don't let it go below that if you're in this trade. All right. SHIB. Also, I am going to cover two new cryptos today that were suggested. I'll get to those at the end of the video. That would be Forth and Cake. So if you want to hang on for those, you're welcome to do so. All right, SHIB, again, this is also in what I would call bearish to neutral territory. I say bearish because we are under a main line of support, actually two, this uptrending line. I would prefer to see us in this territory here, trying to break through this next resistance level and up. But instead, we are down here. We have a couple levels of resistance we got to break through. Kind of risky to enter down here, if you ask me. I would wait to see what the price action on this is. And that's going to be the story today for most of these lower cap alts. You're going to be in neutral to bearish territory on most of these lower cap alts. ADA, USD. All right, I got to wait for my chart to load here. All right, so like I said yesterday, we're going to bounce off this triangle, but we got two levels of resistance above us. Looks like we conquered one, and that was the 200-day moving average. I drew another level of resistance that we got to pop through. We're right in between those two. See this? If I zoom in here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I think you guys can see that, but we popped above our 200-day, and now we're currently pushing against another level of resistance. To become bullish on this again, I'd want to see us up in this territory. Right now, it's looking neutral. In fact, this could be a bear flag. We could go down further. So watch carefully on this, guys. Make sure you have your stop set, as I always say. Okay, Filecoin. All right. They did what I thought they would do. They pushed us down below this support, brought us back up. So we didn't actually confirm the move down. We're still in territory that I would say would be safe for entry here in Filecoin. And so you're good here as long as you remain above this support. The bottom line support there is $53. I'd watch that carefully and set your stops way down here somewhere because they like to push us down, trip those stops, and then take advantage and buy at a discount. Let's do UMA real quick. UMA USD. Looking good for UMA. I've mentioned many times I love the price action on this. That's why I'm in it. And we're currently doing something here. It could be a bearish flag. I don't think so. I think the support is going to hold us. So in this area, you're good to enter into this trade. Next one. Let's, I want to show you something here. ZEC surprised me. Trickster. Look at this guy. I'm going to zoom out here so you see what I'm looking at. Cup and inverse head and shoulders, actually. We broke above the neckline, came to our first level of resistance, came back down, where some of you would have, including myself, probably have wanted to re-enter some of the position that you sold up here. But what happened? Well, ZEC went all the way down to our 200-day moving average. We found support there. A lot of you probably got stopped out along the way. The market movers bought at a discount, and now we are slightly above our neckline again. Absolutely neutral territory. I wouldn't want to enter a trade there. I would want confirmation that we are actually above that neckline again. So be careful on this, guys. Watch, observe, and place your bets accordingly. Let's do Doji. Okay, so 3 triangles. We came back in. Look at this. No confirmation on this move. See how we broke down the top level of our triangle, came down to support. Next day, opened our candle, closed just above. If I zoom in here, we closed just right on that top of that triangle. And now it's acting like it wants to break down again. I don't know. Could be a trick. Could be a trick being played here. I would be very careful entering here. I wouldn't really want to see an entry into this position. I mean, you could take your gamble at this point, but I would want to see some upward movement. I would want to see us break through this 50-day that's coming across here. And this would be the area that I would want to enter, not down here. I mean, you could, but be very careful and make sure you set your stops, as I said, down in this area. Because once we break this, you don't want to break this bottom line support or you're in trouble here on this one. All right, moving on. Basic attention token. Looking good. We are in a sort of neutral territory. We're not in bearish territory. Bearish territory is down here, right? Below this neckline. We're not in bullish territory. Bullish territory is up here, right? Above this resistance level. We are currently in neutral territory. Not a great place to enter. You want to see proof that the price action is becoming bullish, and that exists only when we break above this resistance line, and preferably confirm, but you may not have time to do so. BATC, our BAT, basic attention token, likes to move fast. So again, another one to watch closely. A lot of these guys are in neutral territory right now and need observation on a daily basis. OXT looks good. I've drawn a trend line here. We've got some resistance above us. Could be a bearish flag, could be. And then we could break down to our next level. We don't want to see OXT break below this trend line, right? So another one, be careful, watch that closely. I would say you can enter this trade at this level because my target has and always has been up here. We almost reached it once, almost reached it again, and we still are going to, I believe OXT wants to break through that and then use that as support for the future. But nevertheless, our target is up there. You can enter here, but set your stops. I would say actually below the 50-day. So lots of volatility on this. If you're up for that, if you're risk adverse and can tolerate that type of price action, decent entry right here on OXT. BCH, Bitcoin Cash. All right, we're above a triangle, neutral territory, below our 50-day, below our 200, and below some resistance up here. We've got a lot of resistance to get through before we get into what I would call bullish territory again. Right now, this is neutral. It's up to you whether you want to enter the trade there. Too much resistance for me. And I don't know. BCH doesn't have the price action I like. What happened with Ethereum? Actually, let's do the 2 new coins that were suggested. We'll start with Cake was suggested. let's see, where did I do? Where did I do analysis on this one? No, it wasn't KuCoin. Sorry about this, guys. Maybe it was actually Binance. Yeah, okay. So I drew a triangle here. We are in a triangle, have hit the bottom of the support. But the downside is we are below the 200-day and the 50-day, which look to be crossing, but the 200-day is pointed down as well as the 50-day. I mean, I think I've got a price target here of up here at 34, so you can double this. But again, we've got a lot of resistance to get through on this. We got the triangle, 50-day, 200-day, pretty simple chart. It's okay. I've seen better setups than this for sure. Somebody wanted me to look at fourth USD. Let's see. So this one I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the way this looks. There's no good setup here. Looks like this guy needs some resuscitation. He's on the stretcher. There's no heartbeat. Needs a defibrillator. Uh, yeah, we're in this sideways band of sorts. So we're just going sideways here. And I just drew a level of support and a level of resistance. So yeah, we could break through the 50-day, 200-day. Same story with a lot of these altcoins. And we can go up here, but this provides a significant level of resistance. Could we break it and smash through it and go up to the stars? Well, yeah, you can do that on anything. It depends on what the news is, I guess. But I'm saying from a technical analysis standpoint, it doesn't look that promising. This is one I personally wouldn't want to enter. All right, let's cover our big coins now. Ethereum. Ethereum's looking good. We never really did come down and touch this neckline, right? So that was a possibility. So it looked like Ethereum wanted to do that. However, to do that, it would have had to have a lot of movement going below this 50-day. Then that's starting to get in neutral to bearish territory. But we decided not to come down and touch that neckline, which is actually a very bullish sign. We stayed above the 50-day, and in fact, we stayed above another level of support that I've drawn there. And this is bullish, neutral to bullish territory. I would say this would be bullish territory. Although it shows the progression forward, the rapidity of the rate that we increase upwards is going to decrease. So we're not going to go up as fast as first thought, but we still are in slightly bullish territory on Ethereum. That's a great sign. And Total 2 seems to follow the same patterns. And yeah, again, looked like we were a little bit more bearish, slightly more bearish than Ethereum, but just slightly. We came down, touched our neckline. Actually, we broke through it, and then came back up. And there was no confirmation that we were going to close below here. All right, and that would be bearish territory, but that did not happen. Oops, sorry about that. Sometimes I get carried away with these back arrows. And we stayed above that neckline. So we are good to go. We're still going forward, and look for us to continue the trend upwards to that $2.2 trillion mark for all the altcoins excluding BTC. Let's look at all the altcoins excluding BTC and Ethereum. And this is indicative of those altcoins that I've been talking about that are mid to lower cap. We are right now in bearish to I would say neutral to slightly bearish on many of the those altcoins, mostly neutral. And again, with this chart, it indicates we're actually in slightly bearish territory, if I'm being honest, because we're below this neckline. But the positive sign, actually the positive signs, is we did not break below and confirm our move downwards on the 50-day. We stayed above the 50-day. See, right on top of it right now. And we're hovering right here towards the top of that neckline, like we want to break through again. So some psychology, some market psychology going on here. And I'm sure it might play with us for another day or two before maybe breaking up, hopefully. And then in that case, we're in bullish territory again. Right now, I would suggest we are in neutral to slightly bearish, but more or less, as long as we stay above this 50-day and hover at the top of our neckline there, hit our heads against that, that's neutral territory to me. All right, that's what I would say is neutral territory. Bitcoin dominance. All right, I'm going to take out this handle pattern soon because it looks like that is not going to play out as I projected it might, although we do have um, a golden cross going on here on BTC dominance. So that still could play out. We still could have a handle pattern form and we could go up. Thing is, it's hard to tell from this chart right now. We could also do this thing, come down to our support. Don't really know. It's not really telling us much at the moment. Other than this golden cross, we're kind of in neutral territory there. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing, and that might give us more insight. And if we look at the all-time index, it's doing exactly what I have said it would do in the past two videos. Didn't quite reach our support. That was my projection, as we would come down and touch this support. Here's our target right here at the end of this blue line. So my target down for Bitcoin was in this area. We almost reached it, but not quite. So two things could be going on here. You see this hammer pattern on this candle, and then you see the shooting star. Those are opposing candle patterns. We don't quite know. The market has not made up its mind. Is this bullish movement or is this bearish? Now, because we didn't quite touch our target, that's bullish. But this could also be a bear flag forming here, and we could still come down and we could still touch our support. So once again, kind of neutral sentiment at this point. This is, you can make your wagers here if you're not in Bitcoin, but I'd like to see us up here to be in bullish territory. All right, because we're below the 50-day, we're below this level of resistance here. We're above this support, and we're above this support, and we're definitely way above the 200-day. So right now, my bottom line up front on Bitcoin, it's neutral territory. I think we have almost reached the nadir, the low point on the charts, and we're going to be ascending again into the stars, but that remains to be seen. Ethereum, slightly bullish. Same with all the coins that are based upon that blockchain. Not all, most. And then as far as the smaller cap altcoins and such, neutral to bearish. So still, watch closely, observe, and be careful out there, guys. It looks like we're turning bullish, but that remains to be seen and proven on the charts. All right, good luck today, traders. like, comment, and subscribe if you find this content useful or helpful.